Right, so I'm back with another update. I I pulled everything out actually. That's the frame, and then these are all the inside pieces. I decided I sanded the edges of everything because it was a little rough, and then I'm going to stain all of it today and put like a sealer on it, just so it's protected and longer lasting. And then I put a bunch of like foam, sticky shit on the bottom of all the contact points of the frame just to protect it, because I'll be doing a lot of off-road driving, and I know that some of these washed out roads can get very like bumpy and vibration, so I want to make sure it's, you know, solid, not gonna rattle, be loud, and all that type of shit. Right, so I just put a layer of conditioner on all the wood, top and bottom, and then gonna give it about 10 more minutes to dry, and then I'm gonna start staining it. So I personally have no experience since high school working with wood, and that was very minimal experience, like high school experience. I'm 24 now. So this type of stuff, like, I've never really done this before, but I ended up making a frame and building a nice platform that's pretty solid. It fits right in my car. So like, if you've never done this stuff before, don't shy away from trying it. I fucked up several times with the frame. Apparently I don't know how to measure, so it took me, 4 or 5 tries cutting things the wrong length to actually, get it to work. So, and then thankfully with the plywood, I got it all first shot, which was nice. It took some touching up, like this initially. I had to cut off this little edge here, and I had to cut this down a little bit to fit here. Same with over here, and things aren't perfect by any means, but it's working. So if you've never done this, definitely try it. I'm learning a lot through the process. But then when it comes to staining wood, that I've been doing for a couple years, but I've never conditioned wood before, so apparently I don't know too much about staining. But I decided to do it this time because I read about it. Yeah, so everything's conditioned. About to start staining it. All right, so I finished doing the one coat of stain, and I think that's all it's gonna need. So this is what it looks like now. A lot darker. I really like the color. This is just one coat. So I think I'm gonna let this sit for like 4 hours, and then I'm gonna throw some polyurethane protector on it, and then let it dry, and I think we're done with that. All right, quick update to end the day. It's been a long day. So everything is, I put a coat of sealer, 1 coat on all of this. I put 2 coats on this. This is my table that pulls out. And then this is where I'm gonna have my cooler and just be putting a lot of stuff where my passenger seat goes. So I put 2 coats on that and that. So yeah, everything's good. I'm gonna let it all dry overnight. I also think I wanted to put the clear protectant shit over the frame as well, just to protect it from moisture and stuff like that. But I spilled it and ran out of it, and I'm not gonna buy more. I think what I'm gonna do though is paint the frame, the entire frame white, just to kind of finish it off, give it some brightness in there, because the whole car's brown. I'm put some white in there. You know what I'm saying? Put some white in there, or maybe orange. Maybe orange. We'll see. I'm gonna paint it some sort of color, just as a means to protect it from any like moisture or anything like that. So yeah, I won't be putting any of this until probably next week, because I have work. One other thing I did today was I ripped up everything. I'll post pictures, but I pulled out I took off all these side pieces here and actually pulled the carpet back everywhere, vacuumed, cleaned underneath. Again, it's an old vehicle. I had this whole side carpet out. I took out the entire center console, all the way up in the dash, all of it. I fucking leaf blowed all the dust out and vacuumed it. And then last thing, this has been giving me trouble since I bought this, but I have this side up still. You can see this is the carpet here. It's wet under here. I've been trying to let it dry out all day, but it hasn't dried out yet. It doesn't smell, which is nice, but it's definitely wet, so I want to let it dry out and maybe try and figure out where that's coming from, because it's been getting wet over there since I bought the vehicle. So I thought, while I have the opportunity, while it's open, let me leave it like that. So I'm gonna let it dry out and try to figure out where that water's coming from. But yeah, that's where we're at. That car is probably as clean as when it was first made, and I won't ever have to do that process again. That took me like 4 fucking hours in itself, but we're making headway. I'll update you guys probably next week once I have the frame painted, and then I put everything together again, and then from there it's cabinetry and the fun stuff and getting the details all in order. But much love. Stay well.